lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today I am going to work out my third weekly budget for the month of March. So I have always written things inside of a composition book. Typically it was just a cheap spiral that I got basically around the beginning of school when all of the composition books were like 10 cents, 50 cents, whatever they were, but something that was really cheap to write in. And recently I went ahead and splurged and bought into a much more sturdy composition book for myself. I have not decided yet if I want to buy somebody's system to track my budget. So for right now, I am starting in what I have, and that is a composition book. So this, we're getting ready. I just got my second paycheck of the month, but it is our third check of the month. So when I come in and look, I break it down into different areas, and I always start with my income. Now, every month when I do my budget, I have what I call a carryover. This $141 from my week one budget, the intent is to come in and help pay some of my week three payments. That can go either way. Sometimes it goes into bills, sometimes it goes into sinking funds, but I like to have it just as that little bit of a buffer coming in. So this is my carryover. And that was $141. And then of course my check, which is $1,437. So right now I have a total of $1,578 in which I am going to basically pay the rest of my bills for the month and then put into some sinking funds and some cash funds. So over the years, the way my bills have been paid has changed. Right now, we are in a very fortunate place where the only bill my husband's check takes care of is the RV. And that's because when we bought the RV, that was the agreement we came up to, was that he would always pay, his check would always pay for that. Otherwise, we have finally made it to a point in our lives, careers, that my check now takes care of all of the bills. So let's go finish paying the rest of the bills. On the first, I took out my mortgage and my Juice Plus. So we are going to pay car insurance. We've got his truck. Oh, I should probably put values next to it. So the car insurance is $376. Unfortunately, that's going to go up 70, 80, 90, another $20. Car insurance is about to go up to $400 basically a month. Oh, so crying about that, but is what it is. We have to have it in order to be able to drive. The truck payment is $330. My student loan, which is currently on hold due to the student loan moratorium still being in effect, but I am starting to stash this money so that in April, the end of April, when we find out is the moratorium going to continue or be lifted, I have money to pay for it and bring it down, because 0% interest, why not? So that's my student loan, electric. Now, I always budget $250 for my electric because it's a variable expense. I don't know exactly what it's going to come in at. And I almost had a party, the happy dance. The electric bill just came in. It is $157. Yay! Okay, so money that is actually going to be able to be put into sinking funds that I wasn't planning on. I now get to put almost an extra $90 into my sinking funds. So stinking excited. All right, so the electric and the internet is $85. We pay for the cell phones out of this check, which is $140. And then our youngest is on a different plan, and his is $30. So that $140, for those of you who are just dying that's huge, and then I pay another one as well. That cell phone is for 3 phones. That's my husband's phone, my phone, and our daughter is still on our phone plan. She pays for it. She gives me the money back for it, but she is on that phone plan. So that's a total in bills of $1,328. When I subtract those two from each other, I have $200 $50 left to go into sinking funds and cash funds. Yay! When I look back, week 2 and week 4, what I had 196, so 250, that's because the electric bill. That's where the extra money's coming from. And then when I keep going back to January, week 3, we had 220. Again, it's the difference of the electric bill and where the electric bill is running at that time. So not bad, 250. So the first thing I'm gonna do is set aside money for my sinking funds. Now my emergency fund, I flip-flop every other month. One month, $60 goes into the emergency. The next month, $60 goes into the 1 month ahead. This time it's for my emergency, and I'm actually going to split that $60 up. 30 of it is going to go into my actual sinking fund envelope. The other 30 in a minute I will put into a savings challenge. I do have a savings challenge for emergency fund as well, so I'm kind of splitting it. I know that I still need to build and grow an emergency fund that is spendable right now in case something happens, but I also want to save some extra money. So that 30 really is a 60, and we'll see that show up in a minute. Next up is family time, and I'm going to put $10 in there. Fidelity. This is my investing, and it is going to get $25. This is for me to intentionally grow each of my dividend positions by $5 is what this 25 is for. I'm working on saving up money to get a larger fireproof safe. We would love a stand-up one, so slowly but surely setting money aside. We're in no rush for it, so I'm in no rush to save large amounts for it. It just gets $10 here and there when it does, when it's alphabetically its turn. Next is furniture. We are in need of furniture, however, it's not a priority. So I'm only putting $10 in it. We're going to put some money in the garden, which is $10. I'm going to set some money aside for gifts. These are for gifts for people outside of our home, and it's going to get $10. And then our youngest, we are in the process of saving up a car. He is not near car age. We're creeping up. We still have a number of years to go, a couple years to go, but I would like to start working on saving some money now. So again, we are in no rush to save that money up, but I'd like to start it. I do try to put money into a retirement account. This is a high interest savings account is what it is. It allows me to be able to rate it if I need to, instead of putting it into something like an IRA. So that is getting $20. And then we have a general savings account. This is that spendable savings that I don't freak out so much about. My husband wants something and I don't have a sinking fund for it, or there's not enough money in the sinking fund for it, I can go pull from there. So I put $20 from my check in there. And that is for a total sinking funds of $155, which then leaves me $95 for my savings challenges. And I won't put all of it in, but I will put a good chunk of it. So I don't know if you realize this, but this is alphabetical. I try to go through my savings challenge or my sinking funds in an order so that I don't skip anything, and alphabetically all of these, it was time for all of these to go. And then we have those savings challenges and that emergency. So I actually have a nickel challenge, a 5-cent challenge, and it's going to get the other 30 of that 60. So emergency, and then home repair. I actually have a $5 challenge. Is it 5 or 10? I don't know. So because of that, we're not going to call it a $5 challenge. We're just going to call it what it is, home repair. Alphabetically, home repair, it's turn to get its $10. That was just awful. It would have fit up here. So it's actually going to get $10, though I would not normally have given it the whole 10. I am, because it should have been a sinking fund. So it's going to get its $10. I have a $1 savings challenge, which is for Christmas. It is going to get $7. I have a 1 month ahead. it is going to get $15. And then because I'm trying to save up for Easter, I have a holiday challenge, it is going to get $3. So a little while back, I came to realize that my savings challenges were just blowing up and getting all of the extra money instead of my sinking funds. I want my sinking funds to continue to grow and not be neglected, so I've decided to switch where that money goes. The two that I'm really focusing on are the Christmas challenge and the 1 month ahead challenge are the two that I'm really focusing on to make sure that they get fully funded by the end of the year. So that's why they are getting their money, but I wanted to have some holiday money. Anything that holiday just kind of rolls from holiday to holiday. So knowing that, I'm okay that I've put some of my Christmas money, I would have put 10 in here, put some of my Christmas money into the holiday fund. So that is a total of $65. And that leaves a $30 buffer. So I try to actually leave that $30 in my account, not touch it. It helps grow my checking account. Some months I do really good and I don't touch any of it. Some months I don't do so good and I do end up spending it. But this is that intentional buffer that I try to leave once a month. So hopefully, my checking account increases by $30 a month. And then one more thing before we go, actually two. If you haven't already, thumbs up. I'd love thumbs up. And if you have any questions, throw them down below. I have to go to the bank, so I'm gonna need to pull money out. So I need to withdraw money. So emergency, family time, Fidelity will stay, fireproof furniture, garden, gifts, J-Car, retirement will transfer, savings will transfer, nickel challenge, home repair, Christmas, 1 month ahead, and holiday. So I need to add all of those up. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 130, 140, 155. So I need to withdraw $155 for sinking funds and savings challenge. And I will calculate later exactly what I need. Actually, we're going to do that real quick since we've got the time. I like to know when I go to the bank what all do I need. So I'm going to need 20s, I'm going to need 10s, 5s, and 1s. So emergency, it's going to get a 20 and a 10, another 10, Fidelity's not coming out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Emergency is going to get another 20 and a 10. Home repair needs a 10. I need a 5. And this is going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when I'm done. I need another 10 and a 5. So I know that I will need 2 20s, 10 10s, 2 5s, and 5 1s. So that when I go to the bank, I can withdraw all of my money and they know what I need and I can come home and I can stuff it all just right. So thank you so much for joining me as I worked out where my check for the 3rd week of March is going. I hope you have a great day. Bye guys.